The Buffalo Bills are off to a dream start this season, and even though we're still in the very early stages, their path to the top seed in the AFC is beginning to look incredibly favorable. Sitting at 3 victories and 0 defeats, Buffalo has already built a solid foundation, while some of the expected contenders are stumbling out of the gate. The Ravens are sitting at 1 Victoria and 2 derrotas despite Lamar Jackson's strong play. The Chiefs also hold a losing record, and the only other unbeaten teams in the conference are the Colts and the Chargers, both of whom still carry big question marks about staying power. When you pair that with the fact that the AFC East has been shockingly weak outside of Buffalo, with the Patriots, Jets, and Dolphins combining for just a single win, it suddenly feels like the road to home field advantage could be wide open for this team if they maintain their current level of performance. What makes this especially exciting for Bills fans is the enormous value that comes with claiming the #1 seed. Not only would it guarantee a postseason run that begins in the divisional round instead of the grueling wild-card weekend, it also means fewer opportunities for injuries and a chance to reset before the push to the Super Bowl. Buffalo has dealt with the pain of losing key players in early playoff rounds before, and skipping that initial hurdle would be massive. Combine that with the fact that their bye week comes in Week 6, and you can see how much a later January break could benefit them. Through 3 games, the Bills have built a resume that isn't just good, it's historic. They are the only team in league history to win 3 straight games while scoring over 100 points in total, committing fewer than 15 penalties, avoiding turnovers completely, averaging at least 150 rushing yards, and also averaging more than 250 passing yards. That balance tells the story of an offense that can beat opponents in multiple ways, whether it's pounding the ball on the ground or attacking vertically through the air. Statistically, they currently rank 4th in the entire league in passing efficiency and comfortably 1st in rushing efficiency, which is remarkable given the league general tilt toward passing dominance. Josh Allen has been steady, decisive, and explosive when needed. But what's even more encouraging is that there still seems to be room for this unit to grow. The running back rotation looks deeper than in previous years, with more versatility and fresh legs. The young receivers are beginning to settle in, and as the season progresses, there's plenty of expectation that the vertical passing game, which flashed late last season, will truly take off. It's rare for an offense to be this balanced and this efficient while also giving off the sense that the ceiling is even higher than what we've already seen. Defensively, however, things aren't quite as polished. The Bills sit in the middle of the pack against the run and below average against the pass when measuring efficiency, and third down defense continues to be the biggest frustration. Last season, Buffalo was among the worst in the league in allowing opponents to extend drives, and through the first 3 weeks of this season, the trend hasn't been fixed. Against the Dolphins alone, they allowed conversions on 2/3 of third down attempts, a rate that simply won't cut it if they want to contend for the Super Bowl. Injuries have been a factor, with key names missing and rookies forced into action before they're fully ready. But the coaching staff is also tweaking alignments, leaning more on 3 linebacker sets and experimenting with additional pressure looks. That process brings growing pains, yet it's not hard to imagine the defense settling into a better rhythm as the season continues and reinforcements arrive. The key thing to remember is that nobody needs this unit to be perfect in September. What matters is steady improvement that peaks in December and January. For now, the offense is doing more than enough to keep Buffalo comfortably ahead of opponents, and the defense has the pieces to eventually complement that attack if the staff can get the right mix. Even with the flaws, the defense has still generated takeaways and shown flashes of dominance in spurts, suggesting the raw ingredients are there to tighten things up. Within the AFC East, the Bills have already built what looks like an insurmountable advantage. The Jets and Dolphins have both stumbled to winless starts. The Patriots have only 1 victory, and none of those teams seem equipped to mount a serious challenge. The Jets continue to lack identity on offense, and have yet to establish a defense capable of consistently bailing them out. The Dolphins look like a team with heart, but without enough stability to climb out of a 0-3 hole, while the Patriots are relying on a rookie quarterback still adapting to a brand new scheme. That leaves Buffalo well-positioned to capture a sixth straight division crown without the kind of nail-biting competition they've faced in past years. Looking at the larger AFC picture, the situation becomes even more favorable. Cincinnati opened the year with 2 wins, but has since lost Joe Burrow for several months, leaving Jake Browning to lead an offense that has little proven talent outside of its top 2 wide receivers. Pittsburgh may be 2-1, but they've struggled to run the ball, and their defense looks far older and slower than in past years. Baltimore has the firepower with Lamar and Derrick Henry, but defensive breakdowns and costly turnovers have put them in a hole. And Cleveland's elite defense is paired with an offense that looks incapable of scoring enough points to keep up with Buffalo's high-octane attack. That leaves the South and West divisions, where the Colts are the early surprise at 3 wins and no losses, and the Chargers are also unbeaten. The Colts deserve credit for a hot start, but the strength of their wins is questionable, and it remains to be seen how long they can keep it up. The Chargers, meanwhile, appear to be Buffalo's biggest competition for the top seed. Justin Herbert is lighting it up, his receivers are clicking, and their defense has shown signs of promise. Their schedule is softer than Buffalo's, which could lead to a gaudy record by season's end. But even then, they don't share the same tested pedigree or playoff experience that the Bills now have after years of knocking on the door. The Chiefs, of course, cannot be ignored, even with a shaky 1-2 start. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid have earned the benefit of the doubt, and nobody is writing them off. But for now, they're struggling to run the ball, their deep passing attack is nearly non-existent, and their defense has looked leaky against good offenses. If they're going to climb back into the race, they'll need to figure things out quickly, especially with a difficult upcoming slate of opponents. When you zoom out beyond the AFC, the NFC opponents left on the Bills' schedule add another interesting layer to this season's outlook. Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Carolina, and New Orleans are all ahead, and each brings its own storyline. The Eagles may not have played their sharpest football yet, but sitting at 3 victories without a loss is the sign of a contender that knows how to survive rough stretches. Jalen Hurts has been inconsistent within games, sometimes looking out of rhythm for entire quarters before suddenly locking in and shredding defenses. That resilience makes them dangerous no matter what the stat sheet says. Fortunately for Buffalo, that game will take place in Orchard Park, giving the Bills a crucial home field edge. Tampa Bay is another unbeaten squad, and their early season toughness has been one of the NFL's better surprises. Baker Mayfield has embraced the role of leader and playmaker, guiding the Buccaneers to multiple last-minute wins. At the same time, injuries are piling up across their roster. Mike Evans has already gone down, key offensive linemen are banged up, and defensive cornerstone Khalid Kancey is out for the season. That type of attrition can drain a team's momentum over time. When Buffalo sees them later, it could be a different version of Tampa Bay, one that is worn down and relying on Mayfield's magic alone. Then there are the Falcons, a team that received plenty of preseason hype because of their young core, but has quickly revealed glaring problems. Michael Penix Jr., the rookie quarterback tasked with jump-starting the franchise, has struggled badly, posting the worst passer rating in the league when given a clean pocket. Atlanta's defense shows promise in spurts, especially from their recent draft investments, but the offense hasn't proven it can sustain drives or deliver in high-pressure moments. The idea of Buffalo losing to them on the road has been floated in some schedule projections, but right now the matchup doesn't look nearly as intimidating as it once did. Carolina is in a full rebuild and offers little in terms of a serious threat. Their lone bright spot came in a blowout win over Atlanta, but that says more about the Falcons' struggles than the Panthers' potential. With no real identity and a lack of proven playmakers, it's difficult to see them standing toe-to-toe with Buffalo's firepower. The Saints, meanwhile, might be the weakest of all. At 0-3, they're searching for answers across the board, from quarterback play to coaching stability. For Buffalo, that matchup feels like an opportunity to keep momentum rolling rather than a serious challenge. All of this paints a picture of a schedule that is not only favorable, but filled with opportunities for Buffalo to keep stacking wins. Of course, in the NFL, nothing can be taken for granted. Injuries, sudden hot streaks, and unexpected upsets happen every week. But on paper, the path looks clearer for the Bills than it has in years. That is why so much of the conversation comes back to Buffalo itself rather than the opponents. The Bills have already proven they can win in multiple ways. They've shown they can run the ball with authority, pass efficiently without turnovers, and maintain discipline with minimal penalties. If they keep playing at that level, it almost doesn't matter who's on the other side of the field. The offense especially deserves the spotlight. Not only has it been balanced, but it has also been ruthlessly efficient. For years, Buffalo leaned heavily on Josh Allen's arm and improvisation, often asking him to carry the load with explosive throws and bruising runs. Now, the team has crafted an attack that allows Allen to thrive without being reckless, supported by a running game that has become one of the best in football. That balance is what makes this offense sustainable deep into the season. Defenses can no longer simply drop extra defenders into coverage or blitz relentlessly. Buffalo can punish either approach. What's even more encouraging is how much untapped potential remains. The younger receivers are still developing chemistry with Allen, the offensive line is gaining confidence, and the vertical passing game has yet to fully explode. Once those pieces fall into place, this could become the most dangerous unit in the league. The offensive staff has clearly learned lessons from past seasons about predictability and over-reliance on Allen's heroics, and the adjustments are paying off. On defense, the concerns are real but not insurmountable. Third down efficiency is the glaring weakness, and the numbers show it's holding them back from being an elite group. Still, with players like Ed Oliver set to return and rookies gaining valuable reps, there's a pathway for improvement. Buffalo's coaching staff has been proactive in trying new looks, even if the results aren't fully there yet. If the defense can simply climb from average to above average, paired with an offense of this caliber, it could be enough to tilt close games in the playoffs. Momentum matters in the NFL, and right now Buffalo has it. Winning early has given them not just a cushion in the standings, but also confidence in their identity. They know who they are, they know what works, and they can trust that formula while continuing to fine-tune. It's a luxury many other contenders don't have at the moment. The Chiefs are searching for answers. The Ravens are banged up, the Bengals are without their star quarterback, and the Dolphins, Patriots, and Jets all have major flaws. Against that backdrop, Buffalo looks like the steady, balanced, battle-tested team ready to take advantage of the chaos. So while it is still early, the Bills have earned the right to be seen as the frontrunner for the AFC's top seed. They are in control of their division. They've already beaten a major rival head-to-head. Their remaining schedule is favorable, and their offense is performing at a historic pace. The defense has work to do, but the pieces are in place for improvement as the season unfolds. Most importantly, the team has learned from past disappointments and appears to be pacing itself for the long haul, understanding that championships are not won in September, but in January and February. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. Whispers are swirling around Orchard Park, and the NFL rumor mill is running wild after a shocking statement from Buffalo Bills head coach Sean McDermott. In what some are calling a blunt and almost unprecedented move, McDermott reportedly told one of his own players, "You don't play with me anymore," a declaration that has set the Bills' locker room and fan base into a frenzy. The identity of the player hasn't been officially confirmed, but insiders suggest it's someone who has been a central figure in the team's lineup, an athlete whose performance has been both praised and questioned in recent seasons. Sources close to the team say tensions have been simmering for weeks. McDermott, known for his disciplined, no-nonsense coaching style, apparently reached a breaking point. The remark is being interpreted as a signal that the coach is ready to move in a different direction, potentially reshaping the Bills' roster before the season heats up. Analysts are speculating that this could lead to a trade or even a release, though nothing is finalized. The player in question has yet to comment publicly, but teammates have reportedly been in damage control mode, attempting to smooth over internal friction while the media frenzy grows. Fans are split. Some defend McDermott's approach, arguing that tough decisions are necessary to maintain team culture and accountability. Others are calling it shocking and unnecessary, especially given the timing, right in the middle of a critical stretch for the Bills. Social media has exploded with speculation, with hashtags and trending topics highlighting the uncertainty and fueling rumor after rumor. Betting markets and fantasy football analysts are even weighing in, predicting how the absence of this player might affect the team's offensive and defensive strategies. While the Bills organization has yet to release an official statement, sources indicate that meetings behind closed doors are ongoing. McDermott's comment may be just the tip of the iceberg, hinting at deeper structural changes. If the situation escalates, it could have long-term implications for both the team's performance and its locker room dynamics. For now, the Bills faithful and NFL watchers everywhere are left in suspense, waiting to see who will ultimately step up, who will step aside, and how Sean McDermott's decisive and somewhat controversial leadership will shape the future of Buffalo football. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.